Good evening, everyone. I want to be sure you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me see your comments in the comment section. Can you hear me? Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Yes, I can hear you. All right. You can hear me loud and clear. That's fine. Yeah, welcome again. You're all welcome to the graphics design class. Yes. You're all welcome to the graphic design class for today. How are we all doing? I hope we are doing well. Uh, how are we all doing? How's been our day? How's been our day? Welcome. So sorry for the technical issues. Sorry for the technical issues. So we've gotten it sorted now. How's been our day? And I hope we are all started doing one thing or the other with our designs. Yeah, I hope we have downloaded Photoshop, done one or two from what we learned last week. If you have downloaded Photoshop, let me see it in the comment section that I've downloaded it. I've downloaded it. Yes. Let me see it in the comment section. Let me see it in the comment section. Oh, some people are saying it's raining where they are. It's not raining here, but it's a little bit colder. Okay. I have downloaded it. All right. Yes. Some people are dropping their comments that they've downloaded Photoshop. That's great. That's really great. And I want to know if any one of us also touched on the assignment that was given to us, that has been given to us from the beginning of the class. My creativity is my superpower. My creativity is my superpower. If you touched on it, just signify. If you touched on the assignment that was given to us, my creativity is my superpower. And I've seen some that have tagged Incubator Nigeria. Yes, I've seen some that I've done. Like Odumayowa, I can see your design. Yeah, you replicated what Mr. Emmanuel did. That's great. Yes. My creativity is my superpower. If you tried something on it, if you tried anything, just you can also post it on IG, tag Incubator Nigeria, and we'll see it. And maybe I don't know yet. Don't let me promise yet. But I think Mr. Manuel will still be coming up on this show, and he will give one or two corrections on what you have done, and just look at it. Look at some of the works you've done. Yeah, I'm liking the response on the comment section. I'm liking it. Yes, I tagged Incubator Nigeria. Someone said I did it on my status. You did it on your status, but we can't see it. So majorly in design, you have to make design so that they can critique it. Yes, so that the people that know more about design can critique it and give you things and tell you things you need to do, tell you things you need to take out. So that's why we said you should tag Incubator Nigeria so that we can see it. So that is it. Today we'll be talking. So Anuluapo is saying I'm working on mine. Yeah, we'll be expecting your designs. Yes, we'll be expecting your designs. Today we'll be talking on typography. Yes. Typography. We'll be talking on typography today. And I know some people have asked, what is the difference between typography? What is the difference between typeface? What is the difference between fonts? We're looking at everything today, and we see what we need to learn about typography. I don't know if we can. I'm trying to bring up my slides. Yeah, give me a minute. Let me try to bring up my slides. Yeah, I don't know if the technical support person can also help me bring it up so I can see it. I can't get it from this side. We're talking on typography because majorly typography is one of the things. Yes. Yeah. Can we see my slides? Yeah. Okay, someone has said he has tagged us on his design. Don't worry. Mr. Emmanuel is coming up soon and he will give a review. Yes, he will give a review more on that. But today we are talking about the anatomy of typography. Yeah, typography is one thing in design that is very, very, very necessary. Yes, because I thought in the second class, Mr. Emmanuel showed us a design. That design was very rough. Every font on it was just busy. It was not clean enough. So majorly in design, we have to make our typography top notch, and typography is a very big thing, very, very big thing in designing. So yes, what is typography? Typography is the art and technique of arranging types to make written language legible, readable, and visually appealing. Those three words, legible, readable, and visually appealing. In this time that we are now, anything that is not legible, yeah, because things that fight for our attentions are a lot. Yes, things that fight for our attention in the digital space are a lot. So if your design is not legible, if it's not readable and visual appealing, people will not even look in details into your design. People will not look in details into your design. If you do a very tacky style of design, that everything is just busy, no hierarchy of your typography, forget it. People won't look into your design to know more about the details of your design. So Typography is just the act of arranging types and written languages to make it legible, readable, and appealing. Visually appealing. So we'll move to the typeface classifications. Yes, there are some classifications of typography. So we have what we call serif, we have what we call sans serif, and we have what we call scripts. Yes, we'll be explaining it later in the PowerPoint. Yes, the explanation is in the PowerPoint. But examples of serifs are Time New Roman. I know all of us will have seen Time New Roman. Yes. Georgia fonts. Those are examples of serif font. And sans serif. Examples are Arial, Helvetica, and so on. And scripts looks in an handwritten style. Yes. We have examples of it are Pacifico, brush scripts, and so on like that. So let's move on to it. So some other styles of typeface are slab serif, decorative, and and lettering and lettering. I can see the screen. Okay, and lettering. So let's move into it fully. Serif fonts. So majorly, serif fonts are fonts that have like a curvy edge. Yes, yes, there are fonts that have like a curvy edge. So we wrote here serif fonts have small lines or strokes attached to the end of the larger strokes in a letter. So if we look at this first one, yeah, we look at this first letter. What you use to recognize a serif font is these extended lines. This extended line. That is what you use to understand that this is a serif font. They have extra strokes to their font. Yes, they have extra stroke to their font. And most times where you will see examples of a serif font, who can tell me where we can see? Yes, who can tell me where we can see examples of a serif font? Drop it in the comment section where we can see example of a serif font. Fonts that looks like this is very common actually. Very, very common. Very common. Yeah, someone wrote in Microsoft Word. Yes, but I'm trying to say in our day-to-day activities where we see serif fonts. One place you see serif font majorly is in newspapers. Newspapers. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Adeleke Ayotunde. He said newspaper. Samuel Omolayo, sorry, he said newspapers. Yes, newspapers, documents. Yes. You see research project write-ups. Yes. Yeah, you can see it in some flyers too. Yeah, we're doing it. And yes, but majorly where you see majority of serif fonts is in newspapers, magazines, books. Yes, that's where you see serif font because when you look at it, just so as a graphic designer, you have to take note of everything. You have to take note of all the things you are coming across in your day-to-day activities. Take note of it. So look at next time when you go out or when you look at the newspapers, check the type of font. If it's serif font, you see that yes, this is a serif font used. in newspapers, books, magazines, wedding ivies, and so on and so forth. People use it in different styles. So let's move to the next one. There's what we call, we said something about sans serif. Yes, sans serif fonts. So sans serif, sans means without. So sans serif fonts have no small lines or strokes at the end of their letters. Because we said sans means without, and we have said serif fonts. Serif fonts is what has strokes or lines at the end of their letters, at the edge of their letters, of their characters, at the end of their characters. So sans, because sans means no, so no, it does not have, you get it now. That's why it's called sans serif. It does not have strokes at the end of their characters. That's an example of sans serif font. Yeah, that's an example of sans serif font. So now we can recognize sans serif font. Example of sans serif font is a vertical. Yes, a vertical is an example of sans serif font. And serif font is Times New Roman. There are a lot of serif fonts, and there are lots of. As we go in the class, we see some. Yes, we look at some fonts, and you look at it and say, yes, this is a serif font, this is a sans serif font. So script fonts are designed to mimic cursive handwriting and calligraphy. Yes, scripts are just meant to mimic cursive handwritings majorly. Yes, as you can see, it's just just to make the design look cursive, like a calligraphic style of design. So that's one type of font, which is script font. It's just to mimic cursive handwritings. You use script font in majorly lot of things. As we go ahead, I'll tell you some things that we are not going to, that where you are not applicable to use script fonts. In some styles you are not applicable to use script fonts. So one typeface we talk about is slab serif. Yes, slab serif. So we said, let me go back a bit. We said serif fonts as like a tiny strokes at the end of their characters, majorly at the end of their characters, as you can see here. Now we are saying what is now slab serif. It's because you can see serif there, so it's where the, like, it's a serif font, but now has a thick edge. While serif font has a tiny edge, a very tiny edge to it. Let me go back to serif font. Has a tiny edge to it, but for on this one now, look at it. This is a slab. This Rockwell is a slab serif. You see that it's different from the other three. These ones are serif fonts, while this is a slab serif font. It has a bolder, yes, a more bold end, a more bolder tail end. So majority serif fonts have all those tail ends, but when you see that one has a more bolder tail end, you know that this is a slab serif. But you see that it's a thin tail end, you will say that this is a serif font. I hope we're all getting the difference between serif fonts and slab serif fonts. I hope we're all getting it. Yeah, okay, let me check in the comment section. Okay, please, attendance link isn't going. It's not yet time for attendance. When the attendance start, they will let you know. It's not yet time for attendance. When attendance start, they will let you know. Yeah, so okay, all right. So that's the difference between serif fonts, sans serif, which is without serif, and slab serif. Yes. So don't let us mistake it for each other. That's because it's easy to mistake one for one another, but when you understand it that serif fonts are the one with thin edges, thin tails, while sans serif are without, it's just without those thin or thin strokes that at the end of their characters. And you can you cannot miss script fonts. You can't miss it for anything. Is script is script. Does the an handwriting style, a calligraphy style, that's script font. And slab is when the edge, the tail of a character is, it has a tail, but when the tail is bolder, yes, that's when you call slab serif. And then cool. Please, I want to be sure if you can hear me, because checking on the comments now, I'm seeing I can't hear you. I can see two people are saying they can't hear me. Please, can you let me confirm if you can hear me? And Esther Allow is saying if I should explain it again. That's what I've tried to explain again. That serif fonts are with thin tail ends. Serif fonts are with thin tail ends, while sans serif are without tail ends. Sans means without. Sans means without. That means okay, something is without tail end. So that's why you can see its own character just coming out there. No other tail end attached to the character. No other tail end attached to the character. While scripts are calligraphic style. Scripts are calligraphy style written on designs. Scripts are calligraphy styles written on designs. You can't, example now, you can't see scripts on the front cover of a newspaper. You can't see it. You can't see it. So while slab serif are, it has a tail, but now when the tail are more bolder, yes, when the tail are more bolder, that's when we call it slab serif. So I think so I think I've tried to explain very well. So look, let me look at the comment section. Yes. Someone is saying which language. Bello is saying which language is Sans. According to history that I've read, Sans is French language. Yes, Sans is French. I don't I don't speak French. So but Sans is French language. Someone is asking if they are in small letters. If they are also in small letters, they will have tails. Yes. If they are also in small letters, they will have tails. Let me see if we have Yes. Looking at this one, looking at this serif font, yes, as tails. Look at it compared to sans serif. The person that was asking if there are small letters, will they have like a tail to it also? Yes, that's it. Look at it, yeah, A, B, and look at it just there. That's it. So it will have a tail also if it's it will have a tail if it's small letter or capital letter. And for the slab serif, it has a bolder edge to it, a more thick edge than serif fonts. Yes. Yes, someone said that I think I see slab mostly in sport brands. You are correct. Yes. Mostly in sports, university jackets. Yes, all those varsity style of jackets. You can see slab serif. So let's move ahead. Yes. Yeah. We move. Now we are going to move into some languages. Yes. Some words. Yes. Let me put it like that. Some words used in designing. Yes. When you are dealing with fonts, when you are dealing with design, when you are dealing with character, when you are dealing with typography, there are some words used that we are going to look into now, because so that when you start designing and somebody tells you this thing, can you look at the kerning, the ascender parts, the descendant parts, so that you know look close that I don't know what that's called. So let's look at it now. So ascender is the part of some lowercase letters such as B, H, or D, which ascend or goes above the X height. I should have shown an X height now, but a minute, yes. So this is an example I want to show you an example of an ascender. So an X height is the height of a small case character. The height of a small case character, that's what we call an X height. And from this place, this line to this line, that is what we call an X height. This line to this line, this baseline, that is what we call that's that's what we call an X height. And ascender now says this is the part of a small lowercase which ascend or goes above the X height. It goes above the X height. That means so anyone above the X height, since from this line to this line is what we call the X height. That is the size of a smaller case. Yes, the size of a smaller case character. So that means this one that goes up is what we call the ascender. It comes up, it comes out of all the, because you can look at it as the one is taller than every other character in it. So, and this is the height already. So this is called, from here to here is called the ascender. That is why you can see it mostly in B, H, and D. You see it mostly in B, H, D, because those one goes higher. Yes, it goes higher from the X height. And descender, as it's called also. Okay. ascender, something that is going up, and you say descender, something that is coming down, like something descending, is also the part of a lowercase, such as Y, P, Q, that goes below the baseline. It goes below the baseline. So looking at it now, this Y, the tail of this Y is the descender, because this is the baseline. Yes, this is the baseline, and I've told you that from this point, this line to this line is what we call the x height. Is what we call the x height. So anything that goes above the x height is an ascender, while anything that goes below the baseline is called a descender. I hope we are all following. Okay, someone is saying like the two lines, like the two blue lines in 2D exercise book. Yes, you're correct. Like the two, yes, just like the lines in the 2D exercise book. You are very correct. So let's move on to the other terminologies in typography. So terminal is not okay. It's not a serif but a curved stroke, usually apparent on the tail or stem of some letters. Let me just show you so you can understand it. This part of Y is the terminal. At the tail end, let me go back again. Not a serif but a curved stroke, usually apparent on the tail or stem of some letters. You see it at the tail end also of some letters from serif fonts. Yes, so this one is a term, is called the terminal, this is called the terminal, this is called the terminal. So majorly some of them you might not hear of it again when you start designing, while some you might hear of it. So that's why we just want you to know about the terminologies in typography. We move on to stem. Stem is the main vertical stroke of a letter. It's most evident in I, H. Yes. You can look at this one. This R is, it says the main vertical strokes of a letter. Main vertical stroke of a letter. And it's most evident. You can see it is evident in R. You can see it also in B. Yes. But now B now has an ascender to it. B now has an ascender to it, but it's the most main vertical stroke in it's the main vertical stroke, yes, in a typeface. So that is what an ascender, descender, step, and serif is called. So other terminologies, yes, I think we still there's system. Yeah, that's other terminologies in typography. Apex, yes, apex. Apex, the top point of a character where the vertical strokes or line meet. There are different apex types such as rounded, pointed, hollow, flat, and extended. So apex, like the name is called, the top of where two strokes meet. where two vertical strokes meet, and the main one you can see is A. Yes, where it means the top of where it meets. Let me see if I have the example. Yes, this is it. The apex of where two vertical, even the by the name it is being called, you know that it has to be the top apex. So top of two vertical strokes. So let me just go fast about the other ones. Horizontal bar, yes, bar or crossbar, yes. Majorly we call it crossbar. Yeah, let me just tell you. You can call it a bar or you call it a crossbar. Is horizontal stroke or arm that connects two stems together. Example H E. This is a crossbar. It connects two vertical strokes together. Yes, it connects two vertical strokes together. So apart from H and A, do we have another letter that has a crossbar that connects two vertical strokes together? Do we have any other one? Let me check. I'm asking us, those that are following, do we have any other crossbar apart from no, not V? No. Okay, someone is saying no. Okay. Yeah. All right. No. All right. So we don't have any other horizontal stroke. Sorry, other horizontal stroke that joins two vertical lines together. So the two times you can meet a crossbar is in H and A. Thank you so much. Thank you for those that are following. Somebody say number. All right. I love that. Okay. So we'll move to the next one, which is arm. Yes. Arm is an unattached horizontal stroke. Yes. The sloping stroke in letter K will be considered as an arm also. Yes. Is an unattached horizontal stroke. Let me just show you. Yes. For my K, this is an arm. For my F, this is an arm. This is also an arm. If you have E also, those ones attached to the stem. Yes. I know now we can understand what you call stem. Yes. Let me go back. Yes. This is also an arm. Those attached to the stem is the arm. Yes. Just like your arm attached to your body. Just simple like that. Your arm attached to you, but that's an arm in typography. And counter. So in counter, we have what is called enclosed counter, and some are partially enclosed. Yeah, enclosed counter, while some are partially enclosed. So here we are saying the enclosed or partially enclosed space within each letter, within letters such as C, E, S, H, or G. Let me show you now. So this space is partially enclosed. It's not enclosed. It's partially enclosed. It's a counter, but it's a partially enclosed counter. This is an enclosed counter. This is also an enclosed counter. When we say letter O, also letter O also has an enclosed counter. So we have partially enclosed counter and also a fully enclosed counter. So that's also one of the terminologies in typography. That's one of the terminologies in typography. Someone is saying I'm completely lost. Where are you lost? And okay, so someone is also asking, does E have an enclosed counter? Yeah, absolutely correct. He has an enclosed. He has both an enclosed counter and partially. Can I see if I'm trying to see if I have letter E? Okay, no. So looking at this one, it has an enclosed counter and partially enclosed. B has an enclosed counter. Yes. B B has an enclosed counter. What of capital letter R? Yes. Capital letter R. So anything that is closed in a typeface, let's just put it like that. Something that is closed in a typeface is called enclosed counter. Let's just put it in our mind like that. Yes, D also has. So majorly, I can't look into all the comments. So those comments that pop up when I look at the comment section, those are what I can answer. So anything that is closed in a typeface is called a enclosed counter. So let's just put that in mind. So before, okay, yeah. So the two, and the last two terminologies before we move to another height, yes, another height, yes, is called bowl. Someone will be like, which one is bowl again? So the enclosed oval or rounded curve of letters like D, G, B, and O, in contrast to a closed bowel. An open bowel stroke does not mix with step completely. It's all those things are just English. So majorly bowel are just like the angle. And I'm trying to see if you can see my mouse. Yes. Just angle that curves in most of those curved characters. Angle that curves in most of those curved characters is what we call bowl. Yes, it's what we call bowl. It's all this is just English, enclosed oval or rounded. So majorly the angle, the angle of D, the angle of G, B or O. That's what we call bowl. When something curves, yes, when it curves. So in A we don't have a bowl. In K we don't have a bowl. In F we don't have a bowl. In C we have a bowl. Yeah. In G also we have bowl in it. So thus is the English is can be confusing, but just know that the angle where it curves is what you call a bowl. The angle where it curves is what we call a bowl. And so the last one, no, not the least, yes, now. The last but not the least is ear. That is a small finishing stroke that projects from the upper right of the bowl, as in versions of lowercase g. Yes, this is the upper part of the bowl. Stroke that comes out of it is what we call ear. Yeah, we call it ear. Stroke that comes out of it is called ear. So let me also show. Let me see if we have any other. No, okay. We don't have any. I don't have any other forms. So that is called here Boel here. So majorly those are the terminologies in typography. Yes, those are the terminologies in typography. And yeah, we move to more advanced ones. This kerning, what does kerning mean? I want us to just understand this one very well, because you will be using it a lot of time. You'll be using it a lot of time in designing. You'll be using it a lot of time in designing. You'll be using this one a lot of time in designing. So kerning is the horizontal space between specific letters. So sometimes you will see some letters joining together, like this first one. They are close packed together, no space. So that means they've reduced the kerning. If they increase the kerning, that means there are a lot of space between each characters. There are a lot of spaces between each characters. That's majorly what kerning is all about. Is either reducing the spaces between characters or increasing the spaces. In increasing the spaces in different characters. So that is what kerning is all about. Majorly, you can see kerning examples where you can see kerning. Let me get. Let me show you examples where we can see kerning. You can see kerning in logos. When people are designing logos, they usually use kerning. They use kerning when they are designing logos. They will give space. Majorly, I see it in majorly sometimes men fashions designs, the brands, yes, fashion brands for men. They use kerning. They put spaces, yes, they put space between those character. If you look at what's this Zara, yes, yeah, let me see if I can bring it, just trying to see if I can just bring it into a minute, please. I just want to just show us, I want to show us Zara logo. No, sorry, trying to get, I saw one logo now, but it's not the one. Okay, majorly it's kerning. Majorly they use it more in logos. You can also use it in flyers. Also, they use it in flyers and things like that. But you can find it more in. I don't know if the technical support can help me put up. Let me see. It's not showing if I can put it up myself. Sorry. Not. No, what's. I'm so sorry. Give me a minute. Trying to get trying to get around this. But majorly Just want you to know that it's used majorly in logos, and we use it in flyers also, but just know about it that kerning is the spacing between each kerning is the spacing between each character of a each character in a typeface. Yes, that's what kerning is all about. Still can't. It's not coming up. Let's just continue. Yeah, it's not. It's not coming up. Yes, can yeah. Please, can the technical person help me project my? Can help me project my slides while we continue? Yeah, can I'm trying to extend project my slides back, but it's taking me out. Can the technical person please help me project my slides while I continue? Sorry. Okay. Apologies for the delay. I'm having an information that it's 8 p.m. So I think it's time for attendance. Yes, it's time to mark our attendance. If you can mark your attendance, please mark your attendance. The attendance is now going. So please mark your attendance. Let's just give you like 5 minutes to mark your attendance. Yes. Yeah. All right. I think we're back. But you can start marking your attendance. The attendance is on, yeah. The attendance is on the description in the in this YouTube stream. Yes, it's on the description in this YouTube screen. It's time to mark your attendance. Check the chat and the video description. Yes, check your chat and your video description. So I'll give us 2 minutes more to mark our attendance while we continue. Yeah, 1 more minute and we continue. The attendance is in the video description. The attendance is in the video description. Oyefunke. Tunji Moses is in the video description. The attendance is in the video description. So we are about to start. No link. Abraham is in the video description. Just mark your attendance. Okay, so let's continue. Looking at this. This is the logo of Zara. This is a clothing brand. Yes, this Zara is a clothing brand. So if you look at it, it looks like the characters are squeezed together. Yes, the characters are squeezed together. So that is as a result of kerning. They reduce the kerning of ZARA. So in some other logos, they will increase it. So that is an example of kerning, majorly in logos, in flyers, and all like that. So let's go back to our slide. Let's go back to our slides, please. Can we go back to our slides? I want to bring up the slide back. So, okay, yeah. Our slide is back up. So, kerning, just understand what we mean by kerning. And so, but in kerning, using of strokes is not that good when you are using kerning. Yes, let us point that out. When you are using kerning, using of stroke is not that good, and it makes your work look disjointed. Yes, it makes your work look disjointed. I would have seen if, let me see if I can show you an example of where you use strokes for kerning, and you see that you might not be able to even get what they are trying to say. But when you start in designing, let's be careful the type of typeface we use while using kerning. So yeah, move to the next one, which is leading. Yes, leading. So leading is the vertical space between lines of text. Leading is the vertical space between lines of text. Is also simple. Let's listen very well. It's used a lot. This leading is used a lot in books, in newspapers, in majorly documents, yes, in offices and all, we use leading a lot. So leading is the space between this sentence up and the next sentence under it. That's when, if you look at this one, there is a lot of space here, a lot of space here. And while this one, the space is just not that much, and the space is not that much here. So leading is just the space between each line of text. Each line of text. You can have a very worse leading. Let me show you an example of bad, yes, very bad leadings. You will see that you might not be able to even you find it very, very hard. Yes, let me put it like that. You find it very hard to read it. I think if let me just please show you one example of a very bad leading, and you will understand more. Yes, I don't know if it can be projected. Yes, I'm trying to bring it up. Yeah. Yes, this is it. This is this example of a bad leading. Somebody wrote a content. Yes, he wrote the content out, and it is just joined together. It's joined together, and majorly when you first look at it, you won't be. This is not visually appealing to anybody. Yes, this is not visually appealing to anybody. So someone is asking, is Kerning in Corel and Canva? Kerning is in all design applications, any design application you can think of. Kerning and leading is any design application you can think of. So this is a bad example of Kerning, of leading. Sorry, everything stuck together. The lines, because we said leading is the space between vertical lines of text, and these vertical lines of text are just joined together. So this is an example of bad leading. So we should be careful when. So let's like the way Mr. Manuel said the first day, that let your text be breathe. Let there be breathing space. In this text, there is no breathing space at all. So going back to our slides. Yeah, going back to our slides. I don't know if you can see my slide now. Someone is asking, is kerning and leading a form of spacing? Yes, kerning and leading is a form of spacing. Kerning is just a space between characters, maybe it's the space between A and B. That is what is called kerning. While leading is a space between each line of text, the top line, the line under, and the line below it. That's what leading is. So yes, Pious, let the words breathe. Yes, let them have breathing space. And it's not compulsory, it must be too much. Yes, it's not compulsory, it must be too, the space. Don't let the space be too much that you have A somewhere and we look before we see B. Don't let it be too much, but let it just be minimal. Yeah, let's go back to our slides. Yes, please. The technical person. Let's take us back to our slide. Yeah, we're waiting for our slide to come up so that we can move ahead and soon we'll be bring yes and soon Mr. Emmanuel will be joining us very soon. Yeah, he'll be joining us very soon. While he takes us on, look at the assignments we've done, some of the assignments you guys have done, and give corrections, and also give his input on this typography we are talking about. So now I believe we understand what is called kerning and what is called leading. When we see, I'm trying to point it out that we'll be coming across these two a lot. We'll be coming across these two a lot in designing. So put it in mind so that they won't say, just please, can you increase the leading of those words? And you're like, I don't understand, sir. Or someone says, I want this kerning to be a little bit more. And I'll be like, or you reduce the kerning and you'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. So as a graphic designer, you will need to know it. So I don't know if Mr. Manuel is in, but yeah. So out of all what we've been saying since morning, this can be like the summary. Yes, this page is somewhat like a summary. If let me just take us through the summary of all what we have been learning since morning. That we talked about typeface classification, we looked into serif, we looked into sans serif, we looked into scripts, and yes, these are examples of serif styles. Yes, these are examples of serif styles. A vertical, sans serif, sorry, a vertical, style, futura, articulate, lot and lots, Montserrat. There are lots and lots styles of sans serif. And for serif style, we have the common one, which is Times New Roman, Old Style, Minions, Bazak Veil, The Dot, HR, and so on. And scripts, lot of scripts. We have a lot of scripts. So, as I think, yes, we are still going to talk about where we can download all these fonts. Yes, let's highly welcome. Yes, let's welcome Mr. Manuel into our midst. Yes, yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
I see that people are already hailing you, sir. Yeah, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Good
So
evening,
let me.
everyone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Good evening.
how was
So
today?
very fine. So
Because
I will just try to round up while you just
okay,
give a
all
minute. Yeah.
right, all right.
So still on it, we're just trying to tell you about the remaining the styles. Yes, script style, and this is just the summary of all what we have been saying since morning. All what we have been saying. So look at this is an example of a stem, the shoulder, cross stroke, close counter. So looking at this one, yes, this is the X height. The X height. So anything above the X height, we said is the ascender, while anything below the baseline is called descender. And this is a line they drew for a descender line. This is the line they drew for an ascender line. So this is ascender and descender. And the height from here to here is called the X height. So I think we've come a long way today. Yes, we've come a long way. And also, yes, this is the kerning we're talking about, just the spacing between each characters. Yes, spacing between each characters and leading also. is spacing between each text vertically, now not horizontally, vertically, spacing between each text. So this is an example of a tight spacing. This is an example of a wide spacing. So majorly, this is bit of what of the terminologies, yes, in typography. So while Mr. Manuel can come and just give one or two about on typography. I think Mr. Manuel is here again.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here again. Thank you very much, everyone. I trust we've learned so much from tonight's class. I've been following from beginning. I've just been somewhere around the corner, you know, also learning again. So thank you very much, Mr. Dayo, for that wonderful session. I learned also a lot of things. So let's appreciate Mr. Dayo for that exposition. Then we are still going to continue with typography tomorrow. Um, we just thought that before we go fully into Photoshop and start teaching you how to use the tools and all of that, it's quite important for you to also learn typography because that's like the major thing that the major essence of your design. You understand? So people are going to read text. How do you make use of text? How do you properly um, choose the type of typography to use? How do you space them and all of that? So it's very, very important. So that's why we said, okay. Sada then brought up the suggestion. Okay, let's go through this route and let's do something on typography. Okay, so far so good. I know we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. So what I would just like to say is that number one, don't stretch your fonts. Don't stretch your fonts. That's when it comes to scaling. When it comes to scaling, make sure that whenever you are increasing the size of your fonts, all the edges are increasing at the same time. Don't stretch to the right, to the left, or to the top or below. Exactly the way it is, that is the same way it should increase whenever you are increasing it. Make sure that it increases evenly. Yeah, so that's what I would try to say. Don't stretch your fonts. Don't stretch your fonts. And like we've earlier learned today, make sure that each letters in a word have breathing space. You understand? Though sometimes there might be need for you to collapse the space, but not all the time. I told you that at the level of mastery, you can do anything you want in design. You understand? So make sure you resize your designs, your fonts proportionally. Don't stretch them. Don't stretch them. So based on the teaching that we've had tonight, I think I would like to okay before we do that, before we go to corrections and using typography knowledge to do all those corrections, I think I need to quickly do a touch on the topic for tonight so that just a touch. Tomorrow we might have to continue as well, or we look at how we can split it into the remaining courses. Yeah. So also, one thing I would also like us to do, still tonight, I saw a lot of us saying Photoshop, Photoshop. I haven't got to Photoshop because I really like that we are following as we are learning. Maybe you put on your Photoshop beside you as you are using your phone to attend class. So I'm going to show us where to download Photoshop. We have about 34 minutes to go. Yeah, so just one thing about this thing I'm about to show you now. It's actually I don't know what to say now. Maybe I'll show you it's illegal or whatever. I don't know. So, but there's a way you can get Photoshop free. But the only thing is you can't use it with your internet. So you can't use it with your internet. If you want to use it, I don't know how you can do that. But if you are using Windows, just let me show you. Let me show my screen. Don't tell anybody I taught you this one. Oh. So let me show you my screen. I just hope the stuff still works though. Because a lot of us have been saying I cannot download Photoshop, I cannot download Photoshop, I cannot download Photoshop. Okay, so let me just come here, share my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Somebody is saying Nigerians and illegality. Maybe I should not. Let's go to. Maybe I should not proceed again. No, somebody is saying Nigerians and illegality. Maybe you should go and okay, let's go and buy Photoshop. Maybe let's go and buy Photoshop. Oh. Let me know, show us again. www.getintopc.com. Just the same way it is on my browser here. Okay. Yeah, so once you get to this, get into PC, you see search your graphic design softwares. Where are they now? Okay, well, we know what we are searching for, so you just come to search website and put Photoshop. So put Photoshop. You can see. Have they removed Photoshop from this website? Just be praying, start praying that they've not removed Photoshop. But I can't see Photoshop here. Photoshop 2022. Okay, so now you can see it here now. See Photoshop here now. You can't see my screen. My audio is breaking.
We can see your screen. We can see your screen.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So this is you can see Photoshop here. So you just go to click on the Photoshop you want to download charts. Yeah, we can see. Thank you. So you can see the Photoshop here. Photoshop plus neural filter. Needs that. Let me know in the comment section if you are trying it out on your laptop as well. They are saying the audio is gone. Oh. Mr. Lai, can you still hear me?
Yeah, it went for a while, but it's back now.
Okay, it's back. Okay. So you don't know how I got here? Oh my goodness. Just go to getintopc.com. Look at it here. Getintopc.com. Just type as it is like this, but no space. Getintopc.com. Who can tell me what class of font this Getintopc is?
Yes, who can tell us?
Getintopc.com. Go down. You see download 64 bits. You can see it here.
Yeah.
This green bar or green whatever. You click on it. Then I have Photoshop already, so I don't want to download it again. The size is 4.3 gig. 4.3 gig. So just try as much as possible to make sure you have enough data. 4.3 gig. So after you download it, you see this password 123. When you are using Photoshop for practicals, just open your Photoshop on your laptop and join the class with your phone, because you won't be able to use internet with it. So you can go and tell Mark Zuckerberg. I see somebody say he will report me to Mark Zuckerberg. So go and report me. But for the sake of those of us that can't make use of the premium version of Photoshop, you can make use of this one. You can also download Illustrator from here. You just type Adobe Illustrator, it will bring it out for you. You can download it from here. So when you start making money from your designs, you can then start thinking of, okay, let me start paying subscription for it. So I hope I've been able to help you how to use Photoshop on your laptop now. So you just have to get Photoshop. So just go and download it like that. Then if you're using MacBook, to be honest,
We can't hear you.
I guess that's why my audio is breaking. Sorry. Sorry. You know we're in Nigeria, so there's nothing you can really do. You can use it offline without internet. That's no problem. So you can see it now. Where am I? Oh wow. Well, if you're using MacBook, I guess you can just go to App Store on your Apple, on your MacBook, and just download Photoshop there. But you can't use it with internet. So that's just the thing. But I don't think there is okay. So that's that. So now let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, let me see. Continue. I need to show us our assignments. Some of us are tagged the incubator Nigeria, the incubator, the incubator Nigeria. So some people are downloading us to use in class. You understand? So to use in class. So yeah, let me see. Don't download CS4, CS5. Oh, I don't even know what those ones are. Don't go and download Photoshop 7 and say you have downloaded Photoshop. No, you have not downloaded Photoshop. Okay, so now let's go. Let's review. Now this person now, yeah, correction. Well done. But then there's still a lot of work to be done on this design actually. So I would prefer. I hope you can still hear me because my network. I was using phone. I'll look at how we can achieve a design using phone. I'll look at how we can achieve a design using phone. Probably Pixel Lab. Just download Pixel Lab. I'll teach us design with Pixel Lab. just the little application of the theories that we've learned and all of that, how we can achieve it with Pixel Lab. What is facilitator answer my questions because it's important if many are asked. I need the WhatsApp group link and also the slides for the message your community admin for anything regarding WhatsApp group link, slides, anything. Just message your community admin. They are the ones in charge of that, not facilitators. Just message your okay, if you already have Photoshop 2020, check if it has, check under the filters. If you can see camera raw filter there, then you are good to go. If you can see camera raw filter, just check under the filters and see if you have camera
It
raw
has.
filter there. If it's there, then you are good to go. Sir?
It has.
So if
It
it's there, you are
has.
good to
It
go.
has camera of filter, but I don't know if it's
Okay, that's okay, yeah. So 2020, you are good to go then. You are good to go. 2020 has camera filter, you are good to go. Canva, I don't want to touch Canva. Canva has a lot of templates. You can just go and manipulate templates with the idea of theories that you've learned. But I'm talking of where we can build designs from scratch. I know you can build designs from scratch from Canva too, on Canva too, but let's use Pixel Lab because that has layers. It can give you an understanding of what we are doing in Photoshop as well. Community admins, you see them, just tap the group link or the group description. You see the people that are admin on the group. Yeah, so my creativity is my superpower. We have few minutes left, and I've not even touched the topic we're supposed to treat for today. So now, look at this typography now. By yourselves, you can begin to judge what is wrong here and what is right here. Number one, okay, maybe when we start teaching design proper, we'll tell you how you can use a correct aspect ratio for your design. This worksheet or this aspect ratio is not working for what you are trying to design. Number one, so let me, for the sake of correction, you can just use a square pixel to achieve what you want to achieve. Maybe 1:1 or 1080 by 1080 instead of doing something like a YouTube cover like this. So that's one. And then number two is that um, yeah, I saw that you try to use your contents. Why do you have to have is on the second line? And then it doesn't look balanced to me. Yeah, it doesn't look balanced to your viewer. So just remove this is and put it close to this place so that you just power. So I think that's then your choice of fonts. No. It's not gonna work. This incubator self is not, and this DS. I understand you don't have the actual logo though. Let me forgive you for that. So when the class goes on, so just make sure that as the class is going on, you are evaluating yourself as well. So choice, I don't even know under what are we going to classify this typeface now. Wonder what that class of font is. Okay, don't mind me. I don't intend to mock this design.
No, it's good.
I don't intend to mock this design actually. Is a nice design. Less no effect, less position does not talk about. We have is green peas or what do we have here? It says nothing about the design, and then there is this. I don't know. Probably it's the way you saved it. I don't know what it is, or it's the way you actually designed it. I don't know what it is. This white space here. So maybe we need to look at that, or probably it's the way you design. Don't worry. I'm very very sure just make sure that as the class is going on. For example, if I were somebody here, the type of fonts I learned tonight, especially the ones they mentioned during class tonight, I'll go and look for them. Or whenever I see something that looks like them, that's what I'll use in my design. I will even bother to use all these fonts. It's not all the fonts that you see that you use. That's the truth. It's not every font that you see that you use. So even your Photoshop that you're downloading comes with some fonts, some default fonts, but don't use them. You are not. You even have to research fonts sometimes before you design. So let me move on. This is very wrong. I'm sure this person did not attend our first class. did not attend our second class, and did not attend our third class. So because I don't know why you did this, but just the background is also busy. I'm going to learn about backgrounds too when we are doing practical. The background is busy. So we can just use a plain background so that, because we can't really read. Imagine if this was a billboard. Will I be able to see what is written here? We have black and yellow light and all of that in the background, and we have text written in white with a glow. This is not going to work. So just try a plain background. Then don't ever do your fonts like this again. Don't bend it like this. Just get it straight first before you then start turning it or start doing playing around with your fonts. So that's that on that. I'm trying to be fast. Okay, my creativity is my superpower. Let me see. You can use CorelDRAW for design. You can use CorelDRAW for design, but we're not using CorelDRAW in this class. You can use CorelDRAW for design. Okay, somebody's downloading Photoshop already. Well done. Yeah, so my creativity is my superpower. Just remove this icon at the top. Remove this icon at the top. In fact, if you remove this image and you just put your text properly arranged, properly aligned, your design is good to go. So that's just in my opinion. I don't know if Mr. Dai also has something else to say about that. So this underlining, well, it depends on the idea you're trying to create, but I don't think it has to be there. So it can go. Just leave it as my creativity is my superpower. Then you are good to go. Then the way you can't just decide that okay, my creativity, then you then put is my under is. No. In design, I told us that intentionality is key. So why not just put maybe my creativity is then my superpower second line. Just leave it as 2 lines. Then you're good to go. It's fine. Because now that you are going 3 lines now, it's making the design look somehow to me. So this person that copied me, well done, well done, well done. Well done, well done, well done, well done. This person, although it looks to me like the person, okay, wow, that's good. I told you just do exact same thing. You see, if you just look at designs on DSC page alone and just try to replicate the exact same thing you see there, exact same thing you see there, before you know it, your hand starts to blend, your thinking process starts to blend, you start to design like a graphic designer. So henceforth, whenever you want to design, we are still going to have that class. It's called mood board. There's something called mood board. You gather designs that look like what you want to do. Nothing bad in doing that. There is nothing bad in doing that. So kudos to this person. I love this. I love this. Well done. Although not perfect, but at least well done. Well done. Yeah. So no. From the preview I'm seeing, this is that is loading is not there yet, and I will explain. Number one, don't apply shadow to your text. At least for now. When we get to where how to apply shadows, you learn how to properly apply shadows. For now, there is nothing shadow is doing here. Shadows are not to be applied anyhow. Then don't distort your fonts anyhow. Don't distort them. This person distorted this font, so which is not acceptable. You understand? This stroke too is not acceptable. Learn to at least use a color that will make your design we spoke about contrast already. So this shade of green will not help your whites. Maybe that's why you're trying to do all this one that you're doing. You can go for a deeper shade of green, or something that will help your whites to pop up. Then leave your tapet or do stunts. Make the information clear. So this is the trick. Whenever you do a design, just imagine that your design is a little bit, but then just imagine you give somebody to design the same thing for you as a billboard that you want to use for your brand. Will you accept it? So my creativity, thank you. This person also tried to imitate what we've done in class before. Yeah, but you see now, even though it's not 100% perfect, but we can see that okay, there's something similar and it's clearer. You can see it, principles properly applied, balance is there. I hope you have not forgotten the principles position, the way you. Yeah, yes. This person tried to be creative with this color. Please, I've also made this correction before now. Don't bend your fonts like this. It's not design. Design is not effect. Don't get it wrong. Design is not the same thing as effect. Design is not all about effect. Design is not all about doing different types of aesthetics anyhow. No. Yeah. So this is simple, plain and direct. Though it lacks some touches of a graphic designer, anybody can just type this on your status. I guess this person just put this status and screenshotted it and uploaded it. But at the same time, the goal of design is functionality. I can read what the person said, even though there is nothing illustrating it for me. You understand? So a lot of stars where I don't think all of this is necessary. All this star. So let me go to the comments and read more. Some of us are even correcting the designs already. That's good. That's good. Somebody said he said we can recreate the design, so I didn't copy it. Hey, you are correct. You didn't copy it. You just recreated it. That's good. That's a very creative way of saying you copied something. Yeah, you recreated it actually. I know it. I know we asked you to recreate it, so don't mind me. Well done, well done. You got it, even though it's not 100%, but still you were able to apply at least the principles. You were able to be in the thought of the person that designed it. That's good. That's good. Photoshop 2025 on MacBook, and it's very difficult to crack. God will help you, sir. I don't know how to crack that one before somebody will come and go and report me to Apple people. So yeah, so no stars, please. No stars, please. Yeah. Okay, because let me stop here. I can assure you. Oh my gosh, copy the design. This person, I love this. I love we have just 10 minutes to the end of the class. We're meant to talk about the tools of this Photoshop basics. So let me just quickly brush through what we'll be discussing tomorrow before we close the class for today. Okay, so link to classes, just go back to this same YouTube that you are right now. Just scroll down, you will see the videos that we have had before now. Your design has never been reviewed. Don't worry now. You don't worry. Your design will be reviewed. Don't worry. Just don't worry yourself. At least you can get some corrections from the other designs that I've been checking. Yeah, thank you very much, Sars and Mars. Thank you, Sars and Mars, for the inputs. I really appreciate our commitment to this class. Thank you very much. Don't mind also, in case in trying to make the class fun and interesting, we have offended you. Sorry. We don't mean to offend you, just to make the class interesting too. Okay, yeah. So I think my slide. I don't know my slide. If you have been able to download Photoshop already, tomorrow we are going to have a class. We learn about, because I'm going off and on. So we walk us through the tools, how to start a project in Photoshop. What are the different stuff that you can achieve with Photoshop? You can do a lot with Photoshop. You can edit pictures. You can even do a little motion graphic. You can do a lot. But primarily, what we'll be using Photoshop to do in this class is graphic design. So thank you very much for joining us again today. It's unfortunate that my slide is not coming up. Oh, it's coming up now. Welcome to Photoshop Basics. So Photoshop is a powerful tool for image editing, compositing, and digital painting, originating in 1988. It remains, and I want to emphasize on the remains, it remains the industry standard. So if you have been asking me for the industry standard, go for Photoshop and Illustrator. So today we'll cover the, sorry, not more today now, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll cover the essential basics to get started with. So thank you very much for joining the class. We really appreciate. Really appreciate. God bless you all in Jesus' name. So see you tomorrow by God's grace. Till we meet in class tomorrow, it's a bye-bye from me. I hand over to Mr. Dayo to also say his good night. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Manuel. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah, good night. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And signing out.